to late 70s. I was writing a column for the Daily Sun called Adventures in the Unknown. I was in junior high school. I was a very impressionable young man, and Harlan Ford was my Indiana Jones. I wanted to be like this man. I was very impressed by him. And in later years, I asked, I think, probing questions because I wanted to make sure that we were just talking about something that was real, and I felt like I got that answer. So how did you go about rounding up the new witnesses?
You know, that's what I found. Some of the people I met did not want to be on camera because they said people make fun of them or think they were crazy, or, you know, and some of them didn't care. They just told me their story, and whether they want to believe it or not, I don't care. You know, so I just always made sure I had my camera when I go in the swamp.
I didn't want to tell nobody. I really didn't want to tell nobody.
Well, you were at your camp.
I was at my camp, my generator died, and I was like, well, it runs 2 days on a tank of gas. So I walked out there to look at it, and I seen the shadow of it was big.
And while I was running my lines, let me tell you, I heard something, and I don't know what it is. I heard something. It's indescribable.
Well, I'm a 25-year critical care trauma ICU nurse, but this scared me. I don't know what this was. This scared me.
I was face to face with, I didn't know if it was man or beast.
You know, it makes you wonder about what kind of a body does it make a deeper, you know, soul than toes. Notice the toes go down.
And you know what? They got something out there, but nobody want to talk about it too much.
A lot of people don't think that the Honey Island Swamp Monster is real, but I know it's out there.
There was a circus train came through Honey Island Swamp, and this train derailed with a lot of different animals and stuff on it. They never caught all the animals.
You think that people would be scared to go out there at night?
About 80% of them would, if they knew what was out there.
I drew down on it with that gun, and I was pointing. Then I got scared. I'm like, Lord. I put 3 shells in my hand. I said, I don't want to shoot it until I see exactly what it is.
You don't mess with him, he ain't gonna mess with you. You know, just leave him alone.
It was standing up, walking on 2 feet.
Walking. It was waiting across the canal. We was sat back floating.
The stench, it was like almost like a daggone wet dog type smell.
And it scared the hell out of me.
And that's the point. If the casts were of gators, then there was no reason to fake them in the first place. It was just a mistaken identity. And it doesn't mean that Harlan Ford was hoaxing anyone.
Right.
The interesting thing about that foot that was on the bottom of that old shoe was made out of resin, wire, and wood. Now, I know you spent some time in Los Angeles. That's exactly what the prop makers use in Hollywood.
Right.
So it's more likely that not some hunter in Honey Island Swamp or even some air traffic controller, it's more likely that someone from Hollywood made those feet.
The story that he wrote himself that I found, and he tells what happened, like with Eagle Films coming and wanting to make a movie about it. He gave them a track, you know, to maybe they were going to recreate the footprints, just like every film crew that's ever come here to interview me about the creature. They want a track so they could go stick it in the mud somewhere and make a footprint that we could go talk about on film as a reenactment.
That's very valid. And for someone to come out here and do a so-called documentary that is one-sided and slanted, tarnishing the name of Harlan Ford, they should have at the same time did the other side of the coin, show the pros and cons.
Right.
Well, was this real or was it not? Well, I can tell you that I've never met a more sincere man. If it was a hoax, then Harlan Ford didn't know about it.
And I heard some noise. Came out here when the sun rose, and my dogs were barking a lot last night, so I think that maybe something was out here last night.
Wow. I'm gonna stay out here with you tonight. We're gonna see if we can hear him again.
Sounds good.
See what else we can find.
Sounds Did you hear that, Dana?
Is that what you heard the other night?
That's what I heard the other night.
But when that happened to me at my camp that night, all right, I'm a believer now. That's all I can say.